Hey everyone, welcome to the Punters preview podcast from Wicky for round 8 of the NRL. As always, guys, we're going to start with a really quick preview of what our company does and what we offer you all throughout social media, content, data tools, everything. And then we're going to go into a really quick recap of round 7, which is going to be pretty painful, and then go into the teams for round 8, and then finally a value please. So, guys, this is going to go out most likely like Wednesday lunchtime, Sydney time, around midday or just after that. The Punters Preview article, all my value plays, I've actually put them out already through the article. So you can see here on Linktree that's updated. I usually add reasoning onto that, like explanations for every single value play, why I think it's good value, why I like the price. That'll go out across Wednesday or Thursday. But to keep it really simple, guys, what you can see on your screen here, if you just Google Wiki Linktree, you'll find this page over here. What that is, it's links to absolutely everything on our site. I should mention everything is for free. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all our socials, Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, everything, anything you name it, it's all free. You can like, or obviously you can follow along, you can share it with your mates. Because we do everything for free, it would mean a lot, obviously, if you could share it across to your mates. It'd be awesome. At Discord, I mentioned the last couple of times, we started our Discord exactly a year ago. We had 300 people there for most of that time, and now it's blown up. We've got almost 1,700 on there, which is amazing. The guys are chatting all things, NRL, AFL, cricket, soccer, UFC, NBA, absolutely everything, and mainly punting, but obviously a lot of other chat on there as well, including fantasy sport, draft stars, and a few other things. So, guys, that's our Discord. You can join that for free through this link over here. That's our website. Draft stars, we partner with them across every game of the NRL for the season. We provide projections. So if you guys want to play fantasy sports, if you play NRL Fantasy or Supercoach, but you want to do the paid version of that, that's what Draft Stars does. And you can play just for one game. So you can enter a team in just for the one game, and they've got prize pools up to 20K most rounds. Going across, guys, NRL content and data tools, Punters Preview article, that's right here. The odds comparison tool, which I'll show you guys soon, that's here. You can see that for free. What I'm doing here, the podcast, that'll go across onto YouTube and onto a few audio platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcast. That'll be here. This will be updated with round 8. Draft star stuff over here. How to make the most of our odds comparison tool. We've got literally thousands, like over 1,000 new people on our Discord, and probably a lot of others that haven't sort of joined but still use our site. We've gone from hundreds of people every weekend to thousands, which has been amazing. But a lot of people have questions, and that's probably the place to go. And obviously, feel free to ask us directly. More than happy to answer those. And I've been doing an NRL Fantasy and Supercoach podcast every week as well, which will be updated for round 8 over here. And if you are into your cricket, I've been watching a lot more of the IPL this season, which has been great. We do a T20 match simulator, so we try to predict games before they even happen. So you can check that out for yourself over here. And we explain how it all works over here. So, guys, again, as always, everything's free. Share it across to your mates. Like, subscribe. Obviously, it helps us out with what we're trying to do and grow the brand of Wiki in Australia. It's been just over 3 years, and this has by far been our best year. We've got some pretty cool announcements to tell you guys all about real soon. So, anyways, I'll get straight into it, guys. Round 7 review. So this is not going to be fun to go through. Last year, obviously, we had our community grew from just a few people to a few hundred, and obviously we had a lot of success. But I didn't track every single value play because, like, literally there's over 50 some weeks, I think. So it's a lot to track, but I have been doing it every couple of weeks this week. I did it after round 6, and we were up slightly, but last week was not a good week. So I think we'd be sort of roughly around even for the year. But that's it is. Let's get straight into it, guys. This was not even close. So this was the games on Sunday. Nothing close here. We had some pretty good. So this game here, Eels Bulldogs, last game of last round, was absolutely amazing. So we had Corey Waddell at 2 or 3 times the price because he was a late in starting second row. But the most exciting part was, I don't think I've said it here, but on our Discord, we were all tracking, and I was updating everyone on who's going to go where, because they had Kickow out, and Ockenborough got named on the wing. I think it was 24 hours out. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, we all got an amazing price on Ockenborough at $5 to $7, I think it was, to score a try, and about $29 first try scorer, and that got more than halved by game day. You could have cashed out for double your money if you wanted as well. And this was one of my most painful ever memories in 10 plus years of playing fantasy and punting on the NRL. So the left winger for the Bulldogs, where Ockenball was to start the game, but Ockenball moved to the right wing because of an injury to Kiraz. The left winger scored a try. It would have been obviously anytime try scorer, first try scorer, second half, FTS team, like the first try scorer for the Dogs. And I think they didn't score after. So I think it might have been LTS team as well. So that was really painful that it would have been Ockenball, but he got moved, so it wasn't. And what made it worse is Ockenball had a chance on the right wing and then spilled his lollies and obviously didn't get the ball down. So that was a heartbreaking end to the week. Aside from that, I'm trying to see if there's anything great here. Just a bunch of good prices last weekend, but nothing got up. Like this was probably by far the best. Cam McInnes was 126 first try scorer and 21 anytime try scorer Tuesday night of round 7. By game day, he was into, I think, about 81 and about 13, I think. So, like, about 1.5 times less. Obviously, good cash outs for everyone if they were keen. I held on. Unfortunately, didn't get the job done. ULA played well, didn't get the job done. Moving on to Alungi, this is pretty frustrating. I think he got a HIA in the first half. Wasn't even on for the first try score second half at a really good price. Manly ends up winning this game. So this bet, I think the odds here for Tuolungi should have probably been like around 30 or 35, and we were getting 51. Manly ended up winning. Like the ATS even was looking good as a price, but again, didn't get the job done. Riley Price ends up getting dropped. So that was a bit irrelevant. We had a bet on Curran being the right side back rower next to Sean Johnson. Again, he scores later in the game. That's just great. Nothing much in the Knights Panthers game. Titans Broncos game. We had an amazing price on Tino, ATS at 9, or maybe not amazing, but like really good price on Tino. And yeah, obviously to get the job done. So I think pretty much, guys, the only good value play that won for round 7 was one I put really early on the Discord. It was Aitken first, second, or third try at like 13 or 14, but he scored the first try. But anyways, like I think what I've learned from doing this sort of through podcast and article this year, that obviously puts a lot more accountability. The wins are awesome. You know, we had Chorus out 81s. We had Josh King at 151, Adam Funnell Blake at 101s. That seems like a long way ago, a long time ago now. But that was only 2 rounds ago. I think Josh King was round 5, and now obviously it's the end of round 7, start of round 8. So, yeah, if you're new to punting on try scorers in the NRL, you do need to go small stakes at the start. It is a game of patience. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and like you really do need to kind of like space out the way that you punt on these, because the worst thing you want to do is get excited for 1 or 2 rounds, go hard, not have any winners, and then give up, because it is one of those things where, like most of these plays, I'm confident that you're getting at least 10 or 20% better price than what you should be. And a lot of these are like 1.5 times the price, or some of these are double the price. So, like, it's pretty clear that we're making good value plays. And some of these that you think, you know, like, Ben Murdoch-Masila, if he was playing, dude, he plays for the Dragons. They're going to get smacked by the Raiders. I don't care if he's 51. That's still a crap price. And, you know, Fogarty's never going to score a try, whatever. Laurie scored 2 tries, but I don't believe it. That's great. But you kind of have to see that Preston at 5.75 to score a try any time, getting crunched it to $4, I think he was by the end. Waddell, 101, got crunched into like 51 or less. I think about 41. Like, there's very obvious value plays that we're making, and obviously just got to be a little bit patient to stick it around. But anyways, guys, we're going to get into the teams. I think what I did last week worked pretty well, where I'll do sort of Thursday. Oh, actually, crap, I forgot about Anzac Day. So I'll just do the first, the first 4 games? I'll do the first 4 games, then I'll do the odds comparison tool, and I'll come around to the last 4 games, and I'll get into the odds comparison tool. I've been talking about in the last couple of podcasts how I wasted way too much time on team changes, so I'm going to fly through this. Rabbitohs, Panthers, Thursday night. Kolomatangi, the right edge back row for the Rabbitohs, he's out. He was looking good for an origin spot as well, potentially. But he's out for about 6 weeks or so, unfortunately. It means Cheekam and Host are in the on the edges. Arrow's playing at prop because Totola's still out. Liam Martin is out. He's done his hammy again, unfortunately. So you got Hosky and Sorensen still there on the edges, and you got Eisenhuth there for Fisher Harris, who's still out. Eels Broncos, no big changes. Flegler's back from HIA. Oates is back from his busted jaw in round two, which is good for the Broncos. Nothing major for the Eels. Dogs, Sharks, Karaz, the right winger, is out for the Bulldogs. They've also just their team is still stuffed. So they've got King, Pangai Jr., Patella Mariner, Ryan Sutton, which is actually an okay sort of middle forward pack with Barney. Preston's obviously been playing really well, but then you got like Corey Waddell, Josh Reynolds, Ockenberg, Davey. Yeah, that that's not a great pack. Sharks, however, they're still missing Rudolph and Finnecane, but aside from that, really good balanced team. Whereas the Dogs now have got Perham, Casey Averillo, Alamotti, Burns, Flanagan, obviously with Matt Burton. That's not scaring anyone. Whereas you look at Sharks team, much stronger on paper. No real big ins for other teams. We'll move on. I've now lost track of how many games this has been. Cool. Fourth game, Cowboys Knights. JT Tamalolo is out for the Cowboys, but they do get back Jordan McLean. The Knights get back KP, Kalen Ponga, Jacob Saifidi, which is going to be absolutely huge. Like, I don't understand how the Knights, I think they're outsiders in this game. I get that they're playing away from home, but they've shown a lot of heart and they get Ponga back and Jacob Saifidi. Anyways, should be actually a really fun game to watch. Let's get into it, guys. So if you haven't seen this before, this is the odds comparison tool. What we try to do here, got 6 different bookies. The main thing that we're trying to do here is get you the best price. The amount of time that I see guys talk about, oh, how good is Latrell to score? But then they'll quote like a $3 price. Straight away, I'll get onto the store and send it through a screenshot. Mate, you can get it for $3.50 on Tab, $3.45 at Ned's, $3.40 at 365. Just do not get on for less than $3. So that's the main point of the tool. But obviously, the other thing we can do here is play around with model value. So these are the best picks according to our model. It's looking at what our model thinks the price should be, and then looking at what the best price across all the bookies that we've got over here. Historical value, same concept, looking at what the career strike rate for that player is to score a try any time here compared to the best odds. And you can see here, Murray, we're getting a really good price because he's playing up against the Panthers. The model understands that. So model value, he doesn't show up, but career strike rate is just looking backwards. And the market value, like, has one bookie priced a player way better than other bookies. And Jairo is the perfect example of that. It's $21 to score a try anytime compared to 15 at best on Toppy. But anyways, guys, let's get straight into the value plays. Love all things Damien Cook here. Like you can see, he's got 3 green lights, however way you look at it. Look, this was updated Tuesday evening Sydney time. So you guys are going to be seeing this Wednesday lunchtime, Wednesday lunchtime. So some of these prices might not be around, but look, I'm going to go through it as if they are, and obviously if they've changed. The rule that I usually have is like, if you see the price has dropped more than 10%, usually it's not good value anymore, or like it's debatable. So get onto Discord and just ask us, guys, like, Cook's now dropped to $9.50. What do you reckon? Is it still good? I'd probably say if it has, I'd be looking out for that first try score price to see if it's still 81s. But anyways, I'm going to move on. At this price, yeah, Cook's excellent, 3 green lights. AJ, Alex Johnson, $2.50. Our model loves it. I'd be a little bit wary. I personally don't think I'll be calling this a value play just because there's a whole bunch of other value plays. And anytime try score in a game with the Panthers, I never like betting on their opposition, especially when the other team's good and you kind of think it'll be a tight game. So I'm personally going to stay away, but these are the 2 the model loves. Historical, happy to pretty much stay away here. And then market, I think I'm going to find different ways to play these guys. One potential value play here is Ilias. Actually, I didn't realize he's 8.25. That is a pretty decent price. First try scorer. This is what I mean. Like, there's like 10 players that are showing up as good, like good model value. Host and Cheekam at that price, playing on the edge. Cheekam, I think, isn't showing up here for whatever reason. I think it's a spelling thing, but whatever. They're both 67 on Tab, which edge back rowers. It would be awesome if someone on our community on Discord can let us know, on socials, whatever. Let us know who you think will play right back row. So I think they're much more likely to score a try than the left back rower for Souths. But Yes, they're a good price. You can see why the model thinks like a Leota is a good price. He's playing for the better team. Leota and Cook, really obvious value players here. Whether you look at our model and the price there around 60, whether you look at their career strike rate, they're both would be priced around 60. And all the bookies have them sort of like around 50 to 60 as well. And you're getting a price at 81. Like that's such clear value. And yeah, love those. And I found a couple of cute ways to play them on tab that you can see in our Punter's preview. So just to clarify, sorry, Leota and Cook are both $81 on tab, and the other one that's juicy is Host and Cheekham, both $67 on tab, and Ilias $51 on PointsBet and $8.25 ATS anytime try scorer on Sportsbet. So there are a few of the good ones here. If you no, I'm happy to move on from that. Market value. If you think Jed Cartwright might play a little bit of edge, he might be an interesting one, $81 on Ned's first try scorer second half. Aside from that, it's all the same. So Spencer Leniu, let's see what he is. Where is he? Bang, 101. So Spencer Leniu, really good young NRL player, should be getting decent minutes either side of halftime. If he's anything like 81 or above, he's 101 according to odds comparison tool. That might have changed. If he's 81 or above on tab, first try score, second half, Leniu, I would smack that. Like, great value there. And Moale, he's the other one. So yes, Souths are outsiders, but Moale got big raps on Bloke in a Bar from Devin Kemp, and another podcast I was listening to, but two different like media outlets spoke about Moale. I think it might have even been Fox Sports. His stats were incredible as well. Like he scored 2 tries for the Cook Islands. I think I read in my article last week in the World Cup from memory. But yeah, he's good. You jag good price on him, you should be happy. But yeah, happy to move on from that. So the next game, Eels Broncos, anytime try scorer, model value. Hopgood, Jermaine Hopgood. Apparently he's scored a few tries, or he's done really well at New South Wales Cup level. Obviously he's only like new to NRL level, but that's $16. If his price hangs around till game day and you get like a 81 or a 101 for him for FTS if you're starting, I'd definitely get onto that. You just don't know whether he's going to be like stay on the bench or if he's going to start. That's the only thing that makes me nervous here. Sivo, if you think Para's going to do well at home, and obviously Sivo's got a really good striker at home, get on that, $2.10 at Bet365. Market value wise, yeah, Hopgood is $16 on tab to score a try time. He's $8.50 on Neds. So it's like almost double the price on tab as he's on the next best bookie. Rumu Greg, he's going to be one of my boys for a long, long time. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get the minutes for this full strength para pack to be worth at the moment anytime. Moving on to first try scorer. Flegler, I've put him in my Punter's preview article as 67 first try scorer just for the Broncos on tab. Payne Haas at 81s, RCG at 81s. Love those both on tab. FTS, you might find better ways to play them like FTS team or first, second, or third try scorer potentially as well. Moving on, historical value. Like, this is one of the ones that makes it like really obvious to spot value. So yes, he's still relatively early in his NRL career, but Payne Haas, if you looked at how many times he scored the first round games and converted to odds, it'd be 30, and you're getting 81s for a game that's like pretty close to 50-50. I think the Broncos are a favorite slightly here. So yeah, Haas, pretty obvious value there. And then markets, Corey Peaks might be an interesting one if he's 67 FTS second half, but that's Ned's, so you'll have to have a look there. Moving on to the Dog Sharks game, so this should be an interesting one. I think a lot of people are thinking the Sharks smack the Dogs, and I probably have to agree, to be honest. The Sharks just have strength all throughout their team, whereas the Dogs have injuries all throughout their team. Really obvious one here is Brayley, Blake Brayley, the hooker for the Sharks. He's $11 to score a try anytime. He's $5 or less on every other site. If you looked at his career stats, he's $7.50, and that includes some games on the bench behind his brother from memory. But he should not be any more than $6 or $7 to score a try. And you're getting 11s on tab, 3 green lights for him, just amazing value. aside from that, Moylan's another one I really like. First, second, and third, I think he was 15s on tab, and he's 550 ATS, and then Hines is 5 ATS on Neds. So those are probably the few. Oh, T Wilton, 450 on Sportsbet. He's paying. He's about 350, 360 at most at other bookies. Our model's saying $3.90, and we're getting 450. Obviously next to Moylan on that left side, up against Waddell and Flanagan on the right side for the Dogs. I just think Wilton's a really good value play. And then Nakora obviously at 325. Like, it looks really short, but it kind of also points out how good that Wilton plays at $4.50. Historical value, nothing amazing here. Market value just shows how good Blake Brayley is. Marnie, I don't love the $10 anytime on tab, but we'll have a look. There's a better way to play him. Brayley and Uele at $81 first try is just ridiculous on tab. Moylan at 34. As I said, I don't love that. I like the ATS on tab, and I like the first, second, or third at 15s on tab. Aside from that, Preston's a really good price, but I think it's for a reason. I just struggle to tip any Dogs players in this game, to be honest, because I don't think they'll do well. But if you do think the Dogs might do well, Preston and Burden are both $34 to score the first try on Bet365, and you can find the same price on Burden on tab, and Burden will likely be a good price for first, second, or third on tab as well. Moving to market value, Hunt is a really good one. If he's 81 FTS second half on tab, I really, really like that play. I just want to wait to final teams. I'm just sick of putting on bets on props and then obviously then getting benched or vice versa. Check fun. All right, let's go on to the last game for this half of the round. Cowboys Knights. Anytime try scorer. So both halfbacks at $11. So this is an interesting one. Like, the model says Townsend, like, this should be a relatively close game, pretty much 50-50. It's at North Queensland, but the Knights have got Ponga and Jacob Saifidi back. Anyways, Townsend's sort of model and historical sort of numbers say they should be around sevens. Every bookie has him around $8 or less, and we're finding $11 on tab. To me, that's pretty clear value. Whereas Hastings, I can understand. He's only scored a try once in every 24 games he's played. There are a few bookies having him around that $8 to $10 price, so he's not as obvious in terms of value. But he did almost score first try scoring in the second half a couple of weeks ago. He got over the line, but I think it was like a forward pass or a knock on or something. But anyways, he's always around, and I think potentially having Ponga around might actually free him up a little bit. But anyways, I think Townsend's like the obvious value play here. Moving on, Lockie Fitz, that's the one. So Fitzgibbon 560 on Sportsbet, way better than other bookies that have him at 420 or less. Our model's got him at 510, and his career strike rate would have him below $4. The reason why I love this Fitzgibbon play, for the loyal Wicky followers from a few weeks ago in round one, if you remember, first game of the season, I mean, it was like the Friday night first round of the season, but I called Lockie Fitz as an anytime try scorer play. It was round one, so I was a little bit hesitant to go big and start calling first try scorers on like 30-1 guys, I think. But it is. He scored the first try off a Ponga pass like a minute into the season or into their season. So it is. Long story short, $5.60 Fitzgibbon Sportsbet. Awesome value. Aside from that, there are a few others. Like, I think Hess, but I think we'll get into that in first try scorer. So first try scorer at model value, Townsend, Hastings at halfback, Crossland at hooker, all $81 on tab. Hess $81 on tab, playing in the middle. Like, I think all four of those I like, and especially Hess and Townsend, I think. Historical value, there's a few. I think Jacob Saifidi, I just want to see if he's benched or not, but he'll be fit. I think he was just suspended. Not injured. So definitely keen for a bit of the Saifidi brothers at 101s. Aside from that, there's just like so much value in this game, and it's almost all on tab pretty much. So have a look, guys, for try score markets, Cowboys Knights. But I think that's it for this half. I'll quickly get across to the team news for the final four games of the round, and then I'll go into the odds comparison tool again. for the final four games. But Dolphins, Titans, in Redcliffe, I'm assuming Shop and Tino's younger brother, they are both out for the Titans. But Brimson's on an extended bench. And for the Dolphins, Kenny Bromwich is out. But they got Felice Kafusi, Jared Wallace back, which is huge. And then the Tigers Manly game, Tigers they're stuffed. So they've lost to ACL. They get back Noff and Laurie on an extended bench, I think, or Laurie's on the bench and Nofaluma's on an extended bench. That's really not going to change things, unfortunately, I don't think, for them. And Manly, Tuolangi, as I said, HIA first half last week, he's out for this week. Schuster is back at 5'8", and Garrick is back on the wing, and Kepi is back, actually. That actually makes their win last week against the Storm look really good. If they were missing these guys like Schuster, Garrick, and Kepi, I know Garrick's probably the only gun first grader. But yeah, they're definitely missing a couple of players, and obviously impressive performance. They should actually smack the Tigers. Roosters, Dragons, Anzac Day clash. Nat Busher is out, but Angus Crichton is back. Tupanua is on the bench. Momorowski fills in at the centre because Manu has moved to halfback. Sam Walker's been dropped. That's huge. And Jaden Sewer, he is out for whatever reason. Murdoch Masilla just takes his spot. Yeah, that's weird. I assume Sewer's injured. Last game of the round, sorry, also on Anzac Day. Storm Warriors, let's go. Kamika is out, but they get a Sofa Solomona back, which is huge. Meany's back at fullback, which is obviously a really big in for the Storm. Neokore is back on the right edge for the Warriors in the main change for them. So it means Curran shifts back to the bench. But yeah, nothing else really for the rest for the round. So let's get into the value players, guys, for the last four games. So Dolphins, Titans, model value. Oh, that's surprising. Nothing really here. Anytime try score. This is the one that I really like. Tino at 750 anytime try score on tab. I prefer him at the bigger odds for first try score and last try score and stuff. So I'm going to move away from anytime try score from him. You can see here, Marshall King at sevens is decent odds. Every other bookie has him around that $4 mark or less. Our model does have him around the price that he is. So I don't know if I necessarily love it, but again, there's bigger odds value players there for him. Mark Nichols and Jared Wallace, if they stay on the bench, I'm definitely going to be having a look at them as FTS second half options. Model value for Dolphins, Titans. Bang, here we go. So SSA, Lou, Bromwich, who do we have here? Marshall King, I think it was first, second, or third on tab that I really liked his price. I think he's over $20, whereas his FTS is only 51. For the guys that are sort of relatively new to our stuff, first, second, or third, for players that are most likely going to play most of the game, what I try to do just to get a bit of a guide is just times it by 3. It's first, second, or third try, right? So if I think he's paying like 21 or 23. Let's just say 21. 21 times 3 is 63, which is like better than obviously the 51 for first try score. It's not exactly the same, which is why I say similar every time, but it's just a good guide to say, holy shit, like I'm getting a pretty good price here for him to score any of the first 3 tries. So I do like that for Marshall King. He's looked pretty good. I think he scored the 3rd try last week. I'm pretty sure he did. So yeah, he's a good price for sure. And I absolutely love, which you'll see pop up now. Maybe not now, but historical value for this game, nothing really. But what I love here is Tino. So Tino Fasua Malaawi is $67 to score the first try, and I think the last try as well on tab. Absolutely love that. Like it is, like it's just really good. Every other bookie has him 41 or less. He's like the second or third best middle try scorer in the NRL in what should be a pretty close game. For us to get 67 for him is just a ridiculously good price. And yeah, as I said before, Nichols, let's just have a look at first try scorer second half. Nichols is 101s and Wallace is 67s. Damn it. Okay, well, anyways, love Nichols at 101s. I would just want to make sure first try scorer second half, 101 on tab for Nichols. I just want to make sure that he is actually on the bench. So I'll probably wait till game day for that. Model value for anytime try scorer, Tigers, Manly, Croker, 3 green lights. I'm not going to bother talking any more about this. He's 540 or less on every other bookie. He's $6 or just over six for our model, and you're getting $10 on tab for Croker to score a try anytime. Ridiculously good value. Jakey, he rocks up in this every single week. $16 score a try anytime is actually decent for Jakey on Sportsbet, but I'm just going to stay away. I've just had enough of Jake Trebojevic. I think I tipped him 1 week and can't do it again. Stefano, again, I think he's on my list. $14 score a try anytime. I say this every week on the podcast. He scored a try 1 in every 5.5 games, and you're getting $14 odds on Sportsbet. Just really good. Even if you don't think the Tigers will do well, like I do not think they'll do well, but it's just a really good price for him to score a try anytime. Market value, Croker and Tukamanu pop out again here. The other one that could be interesting actually is Alawai, but $12.50 on Sportsbet. But I think I'll jag him at a high price after it's confirmed that he's starting. First try scorer, Croker at 81s. Absolutely love that. He's $31 to score the first, second, or third try on tab, which is like the equivalent of 93. But either or, just like love that price for Croker. Alawai, 81s. Absolutely love that price as well. But I just want to make sure that he's starting. And Paseka, same thing, 81s. Want to make sure he's starting. Excellent price. So that's Croker, Alawai, and Paseka are all $81 on tab. The closest you're going to find is 71 for LOI on Sportsbet. But aside from that, Croker is like $29 or less at other bookies. And who's the other one? Paseka. Sorry, not Paseka. LOI. Oh, LOI and Paseka both $71 on Sportsbet, sorry. But yeah, way better than our model's price. And just knowing that they're up against the Tigers, it's not a big call to call that a good price. Bullimore is $34 on Sportsbet or Bet365 first try scorer. I've caught it for years that I love the way, like I love the lines he runs, even when he was a bench forward for the Broncos. You're getting him on the left edge for Manly next to Schuster up against the Tigers at $34 to score the first try. That is freaking good. Our model's got it at 30, but most, well, like bookies have him at 21. A couple of bookies have him at 34, but anyways. Bullimore, 34, FTS, Sportsbet, and 365, $34 odds. Love that as well. Market value just points out all the same stuff, to be honest. Nothing new here. I'm happy to move on to the Roosters Dragons. All right, awesome. 2 Anzac Day games. Manu at 375 on tab is our model's favorite player. That's 3 weeks in a row that our model has loved Manu and he hasn't delivered. I don't think I've ended up putting in the value plays, but I'll have to potentially have a think about that. Love the price. If we can find like a juicier price for him, that'd be awesome. But you just know that he's going to get his hands on the ball a lot playing in the halves compared to center. Historical, I think I did put Josh Kerr at $21. You know what? I'm happy to risk it for the biscuit here with Josh Kerr. He's one of the guys, he used to play for the Indigenous All-Stars a few years ago, and he scored a couple of tries from memory, and I really liked him. He hasn't kicked on the way that I'd want him to, or we'd want him to, from a try scorer perspective in the NRL. But he's got to try once every 12 games. $21 on tab is good. What I love, though, is $151 for Kerr to score the first try in the second half. You know he's going to be on. He's always playing off the bench. He's always definitely going to be on when that try is scored. Excellent price for Kerr. Big occasion. I know it's one of those things where obviously I could just say this and make it up, but Frankie Molo scored the first try. I think it was underneath the post as well, Anzac Day last year, and it was 151. So, what's there one? The year before that? No. But anyways, Frankie Molo, I remember that specifically, winning on that last year. So it'd be awesome if we can get 2 Dragons players, 2 years in a row, 2 middles at $151 on Anzac Day. I didn't tip that, by the way, last year. That 151 Molo, I'm pretty sure I didn't tip it, but I remember winning that bet. So yeah. Anyways, on your Curry. Market value, nope, nothing really special there. Let's go into first try scorer. BMM, $67 on tab. What I love, though, is the $31 for him to score any of the first 3 tries. It's Anzac Day. He's on the left edge. He's going to be fired up. Yeah, the Dragons are not as good as the Roosters, but they've got, who is it? Angus Crichton back, who he plays on the left edge. But anyways, like, The Roosters have had a couple of team changes, including Manu into the halves. He'll be defending on the right, and Murdoch Missile will be running at him. Awesome. I just made that up on the fly. But anyways, first try scorer at 67s on tab, or $31 to score any of the first 3 tries on tab. Love that for Murdoch Missile. He might only get 50 or 60 minutes, but big occasion. Like, you just know that he's going to go gangbusters, and hopefully he does it early. Radley at $67, it's twice the price it would be if he went off his career strike rate. Again, big occasion. You know he's going to be up for it. I love these 2 plays. Historical wise, not happy to stay away there. Ooh, Benny Hunt, $31 on Top Sport. How did I not say that before? That's actually decent. Benny Hunt, $31 first try scorer on Top Sport. And then market value points out nothing too special, to be honest. Just having a quick look at FTS second half. As I said, Curry, 151 on tab, first try scorer second half. But no, aside from that, nothing too much for this game. Last game of the round, guys. Storm v Warriors, model value. There we go. Loyero, 650 on tab, scoring try any time. Love that. Like, he's about 6 on Sportsbet. A model's saying 467. Look, the Warriors should be a lot more competitive this season compared to last. They're kind of bloody third on the ladder, I think it is. But at the end of the day, Loyero is a back row from Storm. 650 is really good. He's also really good odds. I think it was 19s for first, second, or third try score, which is equivalent to seeing around 57 for first try. It's just really good value. Our model loves it. It's our favorite model value for anytime try scorer. Aside from that, nothing too much there. Current, if Current's starting, I would smack that on tab. FTS, ATS, everything. Current right side next to SJ. Scored a couple of tries in the last 2 or 3 weeks. But at the moment it is near Koro, so you've got to be wary of that. And then market value, for Noah Blake at 16s, I've got a better way to play that. Current would be all right. But hey, let's move on to first try scorer, model value for Storm Warriors. Bang. Loyero, 51, tab, FTS. As I said, we've got a slightly better way to play that. I do like the first, second, or third at 19s, or the ATS at 650 on tab more. But yeah, to keep it simple, 50 on FTS, really good price for Loyero. You can see that he's 34 or less at other bookies. He's 26 according to our model, like pretty clear value there. Lustig's just crazy. Like, I don't know why they've got him at 101s. Like, he's not amazing. I'm not saying he's amazing, but it's just a crazy price for a starting hooker in what should be somewhat of a closer game that most people think. But the one I love here, absolutely love, is near Corey, $51 on Neds. Right side back rower, I can remember just off the top of my head, like 4 tries, 3 or 4 tries, 3 tries in the last 2 weeks, 4, I think, in the last 3 weeks that Sean Johnson has laid on for his right side back rower. It's just, yeah, obviously you need to be watching your footy to know this stuff, but yeah, just like really obvious value. For Noah Blake, 101s, 3 green lights, absolutely love that. I think I put in the Punter's preview article for Noah Blake, first, second, and last, 3 separate ways to bet it, but all at $101 on tab. Love that price. And then market value just points out stuff we already know, like Curran's a good price. Afoa, FTS second half, 151. Get that early because that's going to disappear. And you just hope that he stays. But I would go small stake on that for now, hoping that he does stay benched. Worst case scenario, if he starts, then you can maybe like cash it out and get on him FTS or whatever. But yeah, Afoa at 151s. He's been playing all right, but the Warriors have been playing well, and you just hope that they can compete. Such a big day, such a big occasion. Tom Ale, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Ale, whatever it is. Excellent price again, 151. I'd be getting on him FTS second half. Again, just for a small stake, but juicy price, big occasion. You just hope that he gets up. And to finish off, do we find one more that we like? Nah, I think it's mainly for Noah Blake with a bit of Bunty Ofoa and a bit of Tom Ale that we really like here. And Curran, just watch out for team news. But I think that's it. Let's just show you guys. Yeah, there you go. 151's Ofoa and Ale. And remember, guys, we have last try scorer as well. If you look at market value, for example, that's actually an excellent play. You think Niokora, after a couple of weeks off, Curran's likely to get a little bit of time on the edge. That $81 is actually an excellent price for him. LTS on tab. If he does get a little bit of time on the edge next to Sean Johnson again. But anyways, guys, I will wrap it up here. As always, everything we do is for free. Our Discord, you can obviously discuss a lot of these picks. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you find something that I've missed, let us know. Find a better price than what I found, let us know. We're forming a really nice community there, chatting all like 7 or 8 different bloody sports. And we've got a lot of exciting news on the cricket front with a lot of the stuff that we're doing. And NRL, we're just going from strength to strength. We're going to have our data team whip up some cool numbers for you guys every week from probably next week onwards, just to give you a little bit more than what you're already getting. But anyways, guys, as always, share it across to your mates, follow us on our socials. And yeah, good luck with your punting for round 8 of the NRL. As always, gamble responsibly and best of luck.